Maids Morton was the kind of English village that prided itself on being uneventful. Life moved slowly there, measured by church bells, gardening seasons, and familiar greetings along narrow lanes. People knew one another's habits and trusted each other without question. At the center of village life stood the church, its ancient stone walls heavy with faith and tradition. It was within this quiet setting that Benjamin Field learned how effectively appearances could protect him. Field arrived as a young, earnest figure. He spoke confidently about religion, quoted scripture with ease, and appeared deeply committed to service. As a church warden, he became highly visible and widely respected. Villagers saw a man devoted to God and community. What they did not see was how carefully he observed those around him, identifying loneliness, grief, and vulnerability. To Field, faith was not just belief, it was leverage. Peter Farquhar lived alone in a modest house near the church. A retired university lecturer, he was intelligent, reflective, and deeply religious. He was also profoundly isolated. Years of suppressing his sexuality due to his beliefs had left him emotionally starved. When Field showed him attention and kindness, it felt extraordinary. Field listened, prayed with him, and told him their bond was rare and sacred. Gradually, their friendship became an intimate relationship, which Farquhar described in his diaries with wonder and confusion. Field framed the relationship as divinely ordained, speaking of destiny, obedience, and trust. Eager to believe love and faith could coexist, Farquhar accepted this narrative. Slowly, Field encouraged him to drink more alcohol, often late into the night, while secretly adding sedatives. The combination left Farquhar disoriented, exhausted, and emotionally dependent. He began to doubt his own thoughts and memories. In his private writings, Farquhar recorded blackouts, fear, and growing distress. Sometimes he worried he was losing his mind. At other times, he blamed himself, believing his suffering was spiritual failure. Field reinforced these doubts while persuading him to amend his will, framing it as a religious duty. Farquhar complied. By October 2015, Farquhar's health had declined sharply. When he was found dead on his sofa, bottles nearby, his death was ruled the result of excessive drinking. Field expressed grief, and the village accepted the explanation. 3 doors away lived Anne Moore Martin, an elderly widow. Field soon became part of her life as well, claiming to receive messages from God and encouraging changes to her will. Unlike Farquhar, she grew suspicious and confided her fears to friends. After her death in 2017, those concerns prompted police to re-examine Farquhar's case. Sedatives were discovered in Farquhar's system, and his diaries revealed sustained psychological abuse. In 2019, Benjamin Field was convicted of Farquhar's murder. Maids Morton remains outwardly unchanged, but the case left a lasting warning. Danger does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it comes softly, disguised as trust.